Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. A few months ago, a wise man said to me, I think Ben Johnson would make a fabulous right centre back. Anyway, a couple of weeks later, Kriss Akabusi came on and said the same thing. I'm only joking. I'm only joking, Chris. How are you doing?
Oh, yeah, that's a great link, son. That's fantastic, mate. Well done. How long have you been working on that one? That is great.
I asked someone, I said, hey, you got a good joke for Chris when he comes on. How you doing?
No, life is great, Gio. I mean, what a time to be alive. Great time to be a West Ham fan. I think we can send our second team. Sorry, I mean, I know you're not talking about it, but send our second team over to Stamford Bridge. Is it whatever it's called anyway? Send our second team over to Stamford Bridge and nearly nick it. And they'd have to wait until getting out of 10 men before they. I mean, who could have believed we could send a second team out to something like that and hang on? And what a week we've got ahead of us.
Did you agree with David Moyes' team selection on Sunday when the lineup come out and you could see that obviously he's rested or had on the bench Antonio Bowen, Rice and Lanzini? Did you think, well done, Gaffer, that's what we want to see, or was it maybe an opportunity lost in your eyes?
No, it's definitely not an opportunity lost. I didn't say well done, but I understood it. I supported it in as much as Thursday is the biggest night in West Ham's my West Ham supporting career since the FA Cup 75 and 80. Really, we have been a club with limited success, and I think that on Thursday we got the chance to stake our claim. I know it's one or two legs, but to stake our claim or lay down a marker to make the final of the Europa Cup. I mean, that is just unbelievable when you think of where we were 2-3 years ago, when you think of our last game against Man United at Upton Park, when you think of the promises that were made, when you think of the way we were going, to think of the Pellegrini era, to think we're actually on the brink of something massive to coin a phrase. Yeah, he made the right decision, and I understand it.
Let's talk about Frankfurt in a minute. Before we do, I want to talk to you about Ben Johnson. That's why I'm getting you on tonight, because he finally played right centre back. You had to wait a few months for it, Chris, but he got it. What did you make of Ben Johnson in that role? Is that sort of Ben Johnson's best position for you still?
I think that the trial was a success. I would like to see him a few more times before I go, yeah, he's a bona fide centre back. But sometimes these sort of things happen, don't they? Like we started off hearing that Declan Rice was supposed to be a centre back, then he's supposed to be a defensive midfielder. Now he's an all-action box-to-box midfielder, and he looks at home there now. He really looks at home. You can't imagine that you're sticking back as a centre back now, would you? I mean, in 10, 15, or 10 years' time, he might make his way back to centre back, but Declan Rice bona fide box to box. And let's just wait. But I knew he had it in him. You could see what I liked when I saw him playing right back, left back. He was comfortable on the ball. Not the best cross over the ball necessarily, but comfortable on the ball, not scared on the ball. He was able to outflank, to the wing back role and get in and then not panic when he had to do a little shimmy. So he actually might be the ball playing sort of centre back that we need to replace Ogbonna, for example, when he goes. So all of a sudden you can see actually him, Dawson. Well, Dawson probably go before, but him, Dawson, and Zuma making something of it, or him, Zuma, and Diop making something of it. What I would as well, Gio, is that other clubs who've seen that might actually come in for him now and say that guy can cover all the positions around the back. So anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself because what I did say at the beginning is let's see him a couple more times.
Yeah, I agree. If there's some whispers that Kurt Zuma sort of returned to training to some form of training last week and this week, and we're going to try and get him patched up ahead of Thursday. But if Zuma doesn't make it for Thursday against Frankfurt, are you sort of more comfortable now with Ben Johnson and Dawson and Creswell as a back three for that Europa League semi-final?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I won't be panicking when I see them come out on Thursday. No, I won't be panicking. And again, that's another feather in the cap for Moyes, because maybe Moyes was actually thinking about that as well. Let's see if he can do it, and this is dress rehearsal for Thursday. Because I think our club's got to think like that now, haven't we? We've got to think like that. We're not big enough to do a City or Liverpool and have two players for every position. We're just not there yet. So, yeah, I'm very comfortable with him turning out on Thursday. What about you?
Yeah, I'm comfortable with it as well, actually. Obviously, I'd rather have Kurt Zuma, but tempting fate a little bit, touch wood and all that, Chris. But I don't fear Frankfurt that much. I feared Sevilla more than Lyon, and I actually feared Lyon more than Frankfurt to some extent. I almost feel like, not the occasion, I feel the opponents, it's probably got easier as the Europa League's gone on for us in the knockout stage only. Actually, I thought Sevilla was the hardest one of the lot. Then I didn't fear Lyon as much. I think I was proving correct because we dismantled them 3-0 on their home turf. And I don't fear Frankfurt as much as I feared either of those two teams. Obviously, the occasion is greater. It's a semi-final now. The nerves have increased, the excitement's increased, and so on and so forth. But in terms of the opponents on a piece of paper, yeah, I'm quite comfortable actually going into Thursday night. I feel really confident. Yeah.
So I get the pedigree of Sevilla being more than the Eintracht Frankfurt, but I think that we might have a tougher game against Frankfurt. I don't want to say anything else. I don't want to pretend anything else about where we'll go. But I think we'll have a tougher game because I think it's going to be a little bit more grit. Both Sevilla and Lyon, they were lacking something, lacking that grit, that determination. I want it. Whereas I think the Germans, they will match us for power and pace. And actually, we might have more flair than them in this occasion, which wasn't the case with Sevilla or Lyon to a degree. I think we have to be on metal. I think we're going to have to really, really want, and we do want it. But I think it'd be much more of a war of attrition against Eintracht Frankfurt. But let's see.
Yeah, I think you've got a fair point. I mean, the Lyon captain, Aouar, before we played them in the first leg, he sat in his press conference and he basically said West Ham are more athletic than us. They've got that advantage. That was before we'd even kicked the ball. The captain was already saying, that team is fitter than us. They're faster than us. We're going to have to beat them with the football. And I think they did to some respects in the first leg, but we were better than them over both legs. But with Frankfurt, I don't know, I just look at them and they've got some really good individual players like Kostic. It will be hard to break down, but they're not the Frankfurt of a few seasons ago when they had Sebastian Haller up front, funnily enough, with Luka Jovic and Rebic as well. That was a free-scoring Frankfurt. I would have been afraid to play them. But this one, you look at their recent results, they've got one win in the last month and a half, which happened to be away to Barcelona, of course. But you look at that game, and it took an absolute stunning goal, a penalty as well. And, two of their goals were almost something you can't really rely on. I think if you can't rely on players hitting a 30-yard thunder strike every single game, you can't do that. But that's how they got through. But to be fair, they're in the semi-final on merit, just like we are, as is Leipzig and Rangers as well. So you can't discount them. I don't know, Chris. I just don't fear them as much as I did the other ones. I think the other two teams had better players and probably more experience in European football as well. But I think we have probably shown that European experience doesn't count for much because we've turned up to this tournament with next to none. Individually, some players have got, Souček's played in Champions League, as Soufal, Declan Rice has played in the Euro final recently and stuff. But as a team collectively, no experience between them. Aaron Creswell, Michael Antonio, Craig Dawson, nothing. But we've shown that doesn't really matter.
So Gio, switch this around.
Yeah.
If you're Eintracht Frankfurt and you're looking at us, what are you saying? What are you saying?
I would be saying get out Ben Johnson If he's in a back three, I'd say that boy's played there, 1-2 games for them. Get at him and see what he's made of. Let's see if he's got what it takes to be a centre back. I think one of our weaknesses when we do play a back three is Aaron Creswell's lack of height. I think some of the bigger target men in the Premier League have exposed us on a few occasions. Chris Wood mainly. I think Mitrovic did it in the Premier League as well. Often peels off to the back post. So that would be my worry. But I don't know, because we don't have many weaknesses with this David Moyes team, do we? We just don't have many. Any weaknesses we do have, Moyes tends to sort it for the next game.
Well, I think so. If we have a back 3 and 5, I actually do think you've got a point down there, the attacker's left wing, because Soufal as well. I'm not sure how much he's recovered from his injury. So you could have Soufal, and you could be giving Soufal and Ben Johnson a torrid time down that side. But actually, if I'll be honest, I would say bring it on, because I think Ben Johnson will have his finest hour. I've been very impressed with him over the last couple of years. He doesn't flap under pressure. He's grown with confidence. I think we've got a massive asset there. So if that's all they've got, I would be pretty confident that we'll be all right.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what Moyes does. What would you like to see on the left, by the way? What would you like to see on our left? If we do play 3 at the back, we play wing backs. Obviously, Masuaku got the nod at Stamford Bridge. But
you know what, Gio? I actually like Masuaku, but let me finish. But my liking of Masuaku is contaminated by that game we played against Tottenham, where he did that lovely little trickery and techers and stuff. And I've never been able to let go of that. And I know he's got a ricket in him. But I actually like him. I think because he played okay against Chelsea, but we saw some of his failures again. Masuaku cannot play with someone like Ben Rama, because and I don't have a go at Benny, but he's a bit lightweight. You know, he's not going to go in 50-50 tackles. And if you've got him and Masuaku, it's just an accident waiting to happen on that side. So, I mean, who else can we play? I mean, if you play Ben Johnson at right centre back, you can't play him at left back. You know, a left wing back, and then Fredericks. You can't go there, can you? So it's going to have to be Masuaku. Who else? Who else can it do?
Fernal's played there against Wolves.
No chance. No chance. No chance. Absolutely no chance. I like Fornals, but no chance. I like him where he is. I like him as an aggressive halfback. You know, what we used to call left half when I was a kid. You know, but no. You can't have that. No. It's gonna have to be Masuaku, and he's gonna. But it's good. That is our weak spot. I'm finally going to come out and say, although I love him, you know, I think he gets a hard time from the fans. But yeah, that's going to be our weak spot. Please, Arthur, King Arthur, step up this time, son. Step up.
Anyway, how do you see Thursday going, Chris? Time to put you on the spot a little bit. How are you feeling? You confident? You nervous? What are you expecting?
Yeah, I think we'll nick it by one or 2 goals, and I think in the end, I don't want to say it, but I think in the end it'll be quite easy segue to the final. I hope I don't get kicked in the bottom for that now. What do you think?
I think we're going to win, Chris. I think we're going to win.
But how is it going to be? Like back of the sofa business, or is it actually?
That's the West Ham's bit of us, isn't it? We could be 3-0 up and it'd still be like that, Chris. I'd still be like, no, I'm not having this. We could win 4-0 on Thursday. In the second leg, I'd be sitting here saying we need to take this seriously. We need 6 men in defence. We need to be careful. I feel really comfortable. Ask me Thursday, you'll probably get a different answer. I'll probably be all over the place saying, "Oh no, I'm panicking, I'm sweating here." But as it stands, when we record this, Chris,
I tell you what, though, I would hate for a 2-3-0, because then I think we might be too complacent when we go for the second leg. I would be very, very happy nicking a 1-0, 2-0 maximum, so we still got to play for the second leg. That's what I hope.
Yeah, I get that. You're a mentality coach. Is that the right way of wording it these days? That's you're the expert in this side of mental side of things and life coaching. So
yeah. You cannot think it's done. If you think it's all over, your classic phrase, it is now the other way around. So we mustn't do that. We still need to have something on it going on in the second leg, but we will, and I think we'll be okay, Gio.
Good man. Can I get a score prediction from you for Thursday night?
2-1. 2-1.
Yeah, we'll take that. Brilliant. Right, listen, Kriss, thank you so much for joining me. I massively appreciate it. It's a pleasure, as always, having you on here. Enjoy the game on Thursday. I will, you will. Hopefully we can be do a video in a couple of weeks celebrating West Ham in the Europa League final, looking ahead to hopefully playing Rangers. I want Rangers.
I would love that. I've got some Rangers. I've got some Rangers fans who and friends who all want the same. We want the same, and they actually want to go over. We want to all go over together. I said, can we really go over together? Prawn sandwiches, obviously. Could you imagine coming back to have your prawn sandwiches and being on the losing side? No, thank you very much.
But anyway, Kriss, pleasure. If you guys at home have enjoyed this video, do drop a like on it, subscribe to the channel. Myself and Gonzo will be back tonight with our preview of the Frankfurt game as well. Until then, we'll catch you in a bit.